I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy VIDS back with yet another video today. I'm coming to you guys with yet another banger build video today. I'm coming to you guys with the best shooting big man build in the game. Not like a stretch big build, but I'm talking about actual big man build that's gonna actually be competitive like a glass finisher. Is gonna be really good at picking and rolling, but mainly picking and popping. And in my opinion, this build is probably the most skilled build, and it can be the most versatile big man build in the game. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how to make it from everywhere. I try to tell you guys from when it comes to the pie charts, attributes, height with wingspan, takeover, all the way down to the best bad setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. If you guys want more videos coming like this, all you gotta do is smash break and destroy the like button, hit that sub button. We're on that road to 100K. At 100K, we're gonna have that face video coming. You do not want to miss it. But yeah, man, that's really much we're gonna be going over in this video. I've been asking for it, y'all been begging for it, and it's here. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the glass shooting lockdown from NBA 2K20 and NBA 2K21. This was pretty much like the best shooting glass build. And in my opinion, it was the best big man build on the game last year. Now, I know at the end of the year, people was able to shoot on like Paint Beast and stuff like that, but that was really mainly like Legends and like really rare. This was, in my opinion, like the most versatile because you could pick and pop and pick and roll. It's really versatile in that sense, and I feel like that's going to make a big difference on a game like this. Now let's show you guys how to make it. So when it comes to making it on this game, you're gonna make it at the power forward position. All right, next, when it comes to the skill breakdown, is where you're gonna be getting your max caps for your attributes and your Hall of Fame badges. We're gonna actually go with the shooting and defensive pie chart. That's gonna get you shooting and defensive badges Hall of Fame. All right, next is going to be the physical. Now, when it comes to the physical, you can go balance. If you want a little bit of strength, you want a little bit of speed, a little bit of acceleration, and a little bit of vertical. But for me, I'm going to go with speed vert because in my opinion, for a build like this, this is incredibly important because you're going to get the glass and finisher. They're going to be extremely fast, and you want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, when you're going against the other guard, not allowing them to get threes and not allow your big man to just be able to slip and roll. You don't want that to be able to be allowed at an all-time high. So yeah, we're going to go with the speed vert. And the vert is also going to be really good for like going for blocks, getting rebounds, stuff like that. All right, next is going to be the attributes for this build. And this is where you're going to be pretty much molding it into what is, in my opinion, the best shooting big man build in the game. So let's show you guys how many badges we get. We get 8 finishing, 18 shooting, 1 playmaking, and 21 defensive. Now I had this a couple of different ways. I had one where you had 9 finishing, but you only have 17 shooting, or you only have 20 defensive. But I feel like this was the perfect one. Why did I want to have 9 finishing? I wanted Lob City finisher, and I wanted Showtime gold, but I also wanted to get contact finisher gold, but that's not nearly as important because this build only is going to get like big man contact dunks. Yes, this build does get contact dunks. That's another thing that I didn't mention yet. But yeah, for the 8 finishing, you're going to be maxing out close shot, driving dunk, and then a standing dunk, and then your driving layup is going to be at a 51. Then for the 18 shooting badges, you're going to be maxing out mid-range, 3-pointer free throw, post fade is up to a 76. Then for the defense and rebounding, you're going to be maxing out interior defense, lateral quickness, steal, block, offensive rebound, defense rebound, and then the perimeter defense of a 57 to get 21 defensive rebound badges. And yeah, when it comes to the playmaking, you're not putting up anything, but you're still going to get 1 badge grade. I'm going to show you guys the best badge setup for all 4 of those categories. But with that being said, the biggest hole on this build, driving layup, you're not going to really need that. You don't really have that high on a glass and finisher, so that's not that big of a deal. But perimeter defense, that might be the hole. But if you want to have that higher, you can. It's really simple, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, as long as you in good position, you're going to get a good shot contest with Intimidator and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to make sure y'all get the best badge setups for all the categories, like I said. All right, now hopping into the height, weight, wingspan. I'm going to show you guys a couple different heights. Now, I'm going to show you guys with the regular height, weight, wingspan. I'm going to show you guys some with the metric. Now, when it comes to this build, you want to get it to the perfect height, weight, and wingspan for you. So I'm gonna show you guys several different ones, because when it comes to a build like this, you want to be really good at rebounding, you want to be really good at defense, but you also want to have a 3-point rating that you're comfortable with, not what other people are, that you're comfortable with. So yeah. All right, so for the first build that we're gonna be going over is going to be at 6'7". So we're gonna be going at straight 6'7". You're gonna see all these things going up, going down, but mainly when it comes to this, in my opinion, this is pretty much the shortest height you want to go. All right, next is going to be the weight. Now, when it comes to this build, we're not going for strength. I'm gonna just get that out the way. We're going for speed, acceleration, vertical, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff. And also, you don't want your lateral quickness to go down. That's another thing. But yeah, interior defense is gonna go down, strength is gonna go down, but you're gonna get speed and acceleration. In my opinion, that just makes it worth it. So yeah, we're gonna go with 191 pounds on the weight. All right, next is the wingspan. Now, when it comes to wingspan, we're just gonna go with max wingspan. That's pretty much gonna be like that on every single one of these builds. Now, some of them you can kinda not go all the way max. That's up to you though, but me personally, I'm gonna go max, and that's gonna be 89 inches, and that's going to be making your 3-pointer only at 72, but you got to think about all the things that's gonna be happening. You get that +1 at 96, 97, and 98, and then 99. It's gonna be all the way to +4, and yeah, that's gonna be all the way up to a 76 3-pointer. You can have a 75 driving dunk, an 82 standing dunk. You're gonna be able to have the big man contact dunks on this build. Simple as that. Then when it comes to the rebounding, that's the really biggest hole of being a 6'7" build, because now you only have a 74 offensive rebound, you only have a 78 block, but you only have an 83 defensive rebound at 99. That's not even talking about before, like, and all that. That's only at 99. But when it comes to stuff like lateral quickness and steal, those are going to be the highest that you're going to see out of all of these. And then when it comes to the physicals, you're going to be able to get +8, because you get that +4 for 99, and you get another +4 for getting gym rat, or you can get the ability of getting +4 at the Gatorade facility. So you can have an 88 speed, a 90 vertical, and an 86 acceleration, which is amazing on a build like this. And now, is it all like 90 plus like glass and finishers? No, that's why those are, in my opinion, the easiest bigs to play on, because you don't really have to shoot on it, and you're gonna be extremely fast, extremely athletic, and it's just gonna be kind of like just extremely easy in comparison to a build like this. This build takes a lot more skill, because you have to be able to shoot on it. You have to be like more smart. You can't like just overplay things just because you're just so much faster and stuff like that. You're not gonna be able to out jump people. You're not gonna be out rebound people at a crazy rate just off your attributes alone. You gotta really be good at the game. So yeah, but yeah, this is the wingspan I ended up going with for this build. I'm gonna hop into some other wingspans like I was going over, and before we went over height with wingspan, I'm gonna have a couple different height with wingspans, and these are all gonna be different depending on the imperial system and the mattress system, so stay tuned. All right, next, for the next height with wingspan I'm gonna be going over, it's pretty much at the exact same height, 6'7". Now, when it comes to metric, it's gonna be at 2.01, but that's pretty much 6'7". Now, why am I showing you guys this at the exact same height? Because when it comes to things like the wingspan, your rebound is gonna be higher. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have different things a lot, just higher, and it just makes a big difference on the build, because like your steal's gonna be higher, your block's gonna be higher, and it's gonna be things that's very similar, but it's gonna be things that's just higher without losing other things. So in my opinion, if you want to make it like this, you can. So yeah, the height I'm gonna be going with is 2.01 on this one. Then when it comes to the weight, I'm gonna actually be going with 86 kilograms. Pretty much everything is gonna be the same on this. The speed is gonna be the same, acceleration is gonna be the same, interior defense and strength is going to be the same. Then when it comes to the wingspan on this build is actually going to be max again, but this time, instead of being, you know what I'm saying, having a 79 defensive rebound, we now have an 80. Instead of having a 74 block, you now have a 75. So a lot of this stuff is exactly the same, but those two going up and you still being the same height, in my opinion, is just better. So what I would do, instead of making it 6'7", make it at the metric. So yeah, that's just a perfect example of why you would rather make a build at a metric system than you would at the imperial. Now, there is some builds that are better at the imperial, but this one just ended up being the exact same way, being made better at the metric. All right, so for the next height wingspan, I'm gonna be going a notch above 6'7". We're now at 2.02 meters, so it's like a little bit above 6'7", but yeah, you're gonna see distinct differences on my speed and stuff like that. My rebounding, you're gonna be a lot, you know what I'm saying, better at rebounding. Now, when it comes to height on big man, if you go lower, you're gonna be a lot faster, you're gonna be able to dunk a lot more, but when it comes to going up in height, it's kind of more important to go up in height, because you're gonna be having block, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound, and interior defense. Your strengths are gonna be higher, all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that really are mainly for big men. Those are gonna be a lot higher. So yeah. All right, next is going to be the weight. Now, when it comes to the weight, we're going to go with 83 kilograms. Now, we actually was able to go lower on the kilograms on this build, which is actually crazy. And it still ended up being, you know what I'm saying? It still ended up being slower. Why? Because we're just a taller weight. Our height. I don't know how we were able to go 86 on the other one, and this one we're 83, but yeah, when you're looking at it, it's gonna be 79 speed, 77 acceleration, the lateral quickness is at 80, all that different type of stuff. And yeah, this build, you know what I'm saying? When you go taller, like I was saying, you're gonna be slower, you're gonna have distinct differences, but the main thing is you're gonna be a lot better on blocking, offensive rebound, and defensive rebound. All right, next is going to be the wingspan for this build. So again, we're gonna go max wingspan like we're gonna be doing on all these builds. Now, when it comes to the wingspan on this build, now we actually have a 71 three-pointer, an 81 defensive rebound, a 72 offensive rebound. Now, in my opinion, this is the closer to what I would make if I was doing it. Because when it comes to hitting 99, what are we gonna be hitting? We're gonna be hitting a lot of thresholds. 85 lateral quickness, a 75 three-pointer, an 85 defensive rebound, a 76 offensive rebound, an 82 block, an 84 steal. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of different things that you're gonna be hitting thresholds on that's gonna be really good for this build. So yeah, and you're also gonna have a 79 driving dunk. And all these builds, if you didn't know, are gonna have the big man contact dunks versus like the standing contact dunks. So yeah, this build just becomes just amazing, you know what I'm saying, at 99. It's just a really good build. So yeah, all around, and yeah, I feel like a 75 three-pointer for any build, you can consistently shoot with that. Now, anything below a 75, like when you get to the 74, 73, that's when it starts getting difficult and it really takes skill and stuff like that to be consistent with it. But yeah, 75, you're definitely gonna be able to be consistent with that for sure. All right, so hopping into the next height weight wingspan. Like I was telling y'all, we're gonna be going over a couple different height weight wingspans. Now, when it comes to this one, we're actually gonna be at 6'8", but with the metric system at 2.03, because I was telling y'all earlier, you can make the same height in the metric system and then have distinct differences. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this with 2.03 for the height for this build. All right, next is going to be the weight. When it comes to the weight on this build, we're actually gonna go with 83 kilograms again, and that's gonna be having our speed as high as possible, acceleration as high as possible, lateral quickness, perimeter defense, all that stuff, but you're still gonna be losing stuff on interior defense, strength, but now we're gaining stuff on driving dunk. All right, next is going to be the wingspan. Again, we're going max wingspan. On all these builds, you're gonna have max wingspan. Now, when it comes to this build, you're gonna have an 81 block, an 83 defensive rebound, a 74 offensive rebound, an 80 steal. So a lot of these things, when it comes to builds like this, these are builds that you gotta grind. Now, a lot of these builds that take a lot of skill, they get a lot better when it comes to grinding them, because you're gonna get +4 to every attribute you see on the screen. Physicals can get +8 because of gym rat. So when it comes to the physicals, you can get that to, you know what I'm saying? You can get your speed to an 85. You can get your vertical to an 87. You can get your acceleration to an 83. All that is extremely good. It might not be glass cleaning finisher status, but it's still really good. When it comes to the three-pointer, that's kind of the biggest hole on this one, because you only have a 74 three-pointer. But you got to realize, on this game, there's a badge called Floor General that can get you +4. That can make it go even higher. So that's why this build is actually still viable, because that'll make it all the way to a 78 three ball. So that's actually 100%, you know what I'm saying, consistent. You know what I'm saying? You can use that. Then when it comes to the defense and rebounding, you know, like I said in all these, you can get the big man contact dunks. You have enough driving dunk, standing dunk. Close shot is really good. That doesn't really make a big deal. But yeah, when it comes to the defensive rebounding, you're going to get +4 to all that. Defensive rebound, that's up to an 87. Block, up to an 85. Steal, up to an 84. Lateral quickness, up to an 83. So all that is still going to be really good, and you're a big man. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. You are a big man with all this stuff. Now, the only hole on this build is that the offensive rebound is not that high, but again, you're spotting up, doing pick and pops a lot of the time, but you can do pick and rolls. So yeah, you can catch lobs on this build, whether it's driving or standing. So yeah. All right, and so for the last height weight wingspan I'm gonna be showing you guys is for the Imperial system. Now, when it came to the first one, I showed you guys with the Imperial system, that was at 6'7". For the last one, we're going back to the Imperial system to show you guys the regular 6'8". So yeah, we're gonna go with the height of 6'8". Next is going to be the weight. Now, when it comes to the weight, you want to be as fast as possible. You want your lateral quickness as high as possible, your acceleration as high as possible, your driving dunk as high as possible, your driving layup as high as possible. So yeah, we're gonna go with pretty much 185 pounds on the weight. That might be minimum, I'm not sure, but yeah, just go with 185 pounds on the weight. That's just gonna be the perfect weight for this build. All right, so last but not least, when it comes to the height weight wingspan for this build, we're gonna be going over the wingspan again, but this time, when it came to the wingspan for this build, when I went 6'8" with the max wingspan with that weight, I actually was able to have a higher defensive rebound than I did with the metric system. So now we have a higher defensive rebound, a higher block, but a lower steal and a lower lateral quickness. So yeah, but we still actually end up with the same speed. I believe my acceleration was higher on the metric system. I believe my vertical might have been higher also. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. On this build, everything is going to be going up +4. So you're going to have a 79 dunk, an 81 close shot, 87 standing dunk. You're going to be able to get the big man contact dunks. So you're going to be able to get the guard contact dunks. Now, depending on what takeover you go with, you can get like contact dunks, just driving dunks. But yeah, you can get the contact dunk packages for the big man only. But yeah, when it comes to the shooting, you're going to get +4 to that also. 77 mid-range, that's very good. 74 three-pointer. You need to keep in mind your teammates can have Hall of Fame or gold floor general. You really need that. That's going to be big. You want to have a 75 plus three-pointer to be consistent. This joint starts off with a 70. You need to hit 99 to get that +4. You get that +4. You can get another +4 from your teammates and get that all the way up to a 78. That is 100% viable. 100% viable. Then when it comes to the other things that's very important, you're going to have an 82 lateral quickness, you're going to have an 83 steal, you're going to have a 79 offensive rebound. Now, the offensive rebound is still pretty low, but yeah, like I said, this is kind of a pick and pop, but you also can pick and roll. So that's not too low at the same time because you're not going to be going for too many offensive rebounds, but at the same time, it's high enough so that you can really be able to do it. And you got to realize, if you have skill at the game, you're going to be able to get rebounds. 100%. But then when it comes to the block and defensive rebound, this is going to be the highest it was on any build. You're going to have an 87 block and an 88 defensive rebound. So yeah, that's going to be really good. Then when it comes to physicals, like I was saying, you can get +8 because you can get gym rat badge, Gatorade facility, all that type of stuff, and a 99. So you can have an 85 speed with an 86 vertical and an 82 acceleration. So yeah, this build, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the big man facets of it, you're going to be really good at blocking, really good at defensive rebound, really good with speed. But in my opinion, the best height with wingspan that I would have went with was the 2.02 height because you're going to have that 75 three-pointer off rip without having floor general. That's going to be able to get to a 79. If you would have went with the first build, you can have an 83 ball with floor general and at 99. So that's a really good one too, but you will have a lot lower on the rebounding. I feel like the 2.02 height, you was going to be able to have the balance of shooting, that balance of speed, that balance of defense when it comes to rebounding and steal and lateral quickness and all that. So yeah, in my opinion, the 2.02 height one was the best one, but I gave you all options, so there's no wrong answer to the test when it comes to this. It's up to you. All right, next, when it comes to the takeovers for this build. Now, when it came to this build, it came out with a lot of different names depending on the height with wingspan when it came to me making it. But when it came to the takeover I would go with every single time was sharp. Now, if I didn't go sharp, the takeover I would go with next on this one will be slasher. Now, there was one I didn't get, but sharp, rim protector, and glass cleaner takeover. So, I feel like the most popular one is going to be sharp or glass cleaner. Me, personally, I would go with sharp or slasher. Slasher just gets you so many good big man +10s that I would like to go slasher, but getting that +10 to your three-pointer in takeover is so overpowered on a build like this. This just takes the build to a whole nother level because not only can you get floor general +4, not only can you get that, you know what I'm saying, +4 when you get 99, but now you can get +10 and the only takeover that gets +10. Every other takeover only gives you +5. You get an additional +5 with this takeover. So if you went with the first one, you could have a 93 ball in takeover. The lowest 3 ball you can have in takeover with Hall of Fame floor general is 88. And that is just game breaking for a build like this. So yeah, I would go with sharp takeover, but the next one I would go with would be slasher takeover. Then after that, I'll probably say like glassing because that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's the only other hole in this build. It's really like the rebounding. But if you good at the game, got skill, you're gonna be good at rebounding. The only one I would probably consider going with rebounding is the 6'7", straight up 6'7" one where you only had like a 79 rebound, or the 2.0 height where you only had an 80 because you need that +10 rebounding because you know what I'm saying, that's just gonna be really low. But if you get 99, it's at 84, +10, that's at 94. If you feel like you need that high, go with glass and takeover. I'm gonna go with sharp take because in my opinion, that just makes this build just stupid good, whether you're shooting from deep or you just can hit anything at that point. Alright, now when it came to the build names of this build, I actually got a lot of different build names. Now the most popular one I actually got was the 3-level score. But the next one I ended up getting was Glass Cleaner, which was actually a very interesting one. Now when it came to 3-level score, I got similar 2 shades of Kenyon Martin, Brandon Clark, Kyle Anderson. When it came to the Glass Cleaner one, Charles Oakley, Jaren Jackson, which is actually very, very similar to this build, Brandon Clark. And then the last one, which is actually an extremely, extremely rare build, the Ball Hawk. Similar 2 shades of Kenyon Martin, Kyle Anderson, and Brandon Clark. So yeah, the best name I got was either Glass Center or Ball Hawk But I ain't gonna lie, if you get the glassing one with sharp take, or you get the glassing one with glass take, they're gonna think that you can't shoot. You get the ball hawk one with glass take, they're gonna think you can't shoot. So the only reason I would say not go with sharp take is if you want people to not realize that you can shoot on your build, because that is actually kind of OP. But I ain't gonna lie, getting that plus 10 is just so overpowered, I wouldn't even do that. But yeah, that's going to be the build. All we got left to go over is the best bad setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. So yeah, man, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. Alright, next. First things first, when it comes to the bad setups, always is going to be finishing bad setup. I already kind of like showed y'all what I was going to go with. Main reason why I went with how I did my build. I have 8 finishing badge upgrades. Auto, we're going to have Lob City Finisher and Showtime Gold. Now, what I showed you here, I did it a couple different ways. I went Showtime Gold, Lob City Finisher Gold, Contact Finisher Gold with Showtime Silver. That really is up to you. For video purposes, I did go Contact Finisher Gold, Lob City Finisher Gold, Silver Showtime. I did that because you might not be doing Showtime as much as a regular glassing finisher. But, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, you're not going to be going for contact finishes as much as a regular glassing finisher. So I would definitely go with Lob City Finisher Gold. That's the most important one. Then Showtime Gold, I would say that would be the second most useful badge for this build because, you know what I'm saying, I feel like you would go with her lobs the most out of anything, whether it's a contact dunk or flashy dunk. I would feel like catching lobs is what this build would do the most out of those 3. But yeah, flashy dunks, that would be a really big help, or even just getting an and one in general. This build can get and ones from anyone on the court, and Showtime can be very overpowered for that. So yeah, then we would go with Contact Finisher Silver. So yeah, that's why I would go Gold, Lob City Finisher. That's going to be allowing you to pretty much finish lobs through traffic, catch it more, you know what I'm saying, make it harder to get stolen on, all that type of stuff. Showtime is going to be really allowing you to get a bonus to you and your teammates whenever you do a flashy dunk or and one, and it can double if you get both at the same time. Then Contact Finisher for when you do like pretty much the big man contact dunks. When you get the contact dunk package, that's 20%. Every single tier on top of that of Contact Finisher is 15%. So at Bronze is 35% chance of a contact dunk. At Silver is 50% chance of a contact dunk. At Gold is 65% chance of a contact dunk. And at Hall of Fame is 80% chance of a contact dunk. Alright, next is going to be the best shooting badge setup for this build. Now, we have 18 badge upgrades to work with. Now, when it came to this build, it's actually going to be different in comparison to the other shooting badge setups that I usually use, but at the same time, it's still going to be perfectly fine. So we're going to have Hall of Fame range extender to pretty much extend your range, make it that much easier to shoot within your range, make your make percentage go up, making your green window bigger the further you are away from the goal, and then making it that much easier to shoot closer you are to the goal. So that's very self-explanatory. It's going to extend your range, but it's actually an extremely good badge for a build like this. Once you get a 75 three-pointer, this just makes this build just that much better. I'm just telling you that right now. But yeah, Hot Zone Hunter, when you get hot zones on this build, hot zones are extremely important for this build. You definitely want to have hot zones that's going to make it that much easier to hit shots and get greens. When you get hot zone hunter on top of that, it's going to make your green window exponentially bigger because your make percentage goes exponentially higher. Then when it comes to dead eye, this is going to be for people trying to close out on you, jump at you, all that type of stuff. It's going to pretty much reduce the contest for stuff like that. Now, if people just sitting in your face, it's not going to really do anything for that. That's just a bad shot. You know what I'm saying? That's just a bad shot. Then we have catch and shoot to be able to catch and shoot in all these situations. Like, this is a pick and pop build, but you also can pick and roll. That's what's going to throw people off when guarding this build. And yeah, we have corner specialists to be able to catch and shoot in the corner, hash down. That's simple. So yeah, if you're picking and popping towards the corner or towards the hash, that's going to be really good. But if you just spotting up also, if you just spotting up the whole time, then you guard ISO or whatever, you can do that also. But yeah, I would really much try to do this as like a pick and pop or pick and roll type build. So yeah. Alright, next is going to the playmaking badge setup. We only have one badge upgrade to go with. So you can go with a lot of different badges that you see on the screen. Bailout, downhill, break starter, you know what I'm saying? Needle threader is actually extremely underrated. If I didn't go with the badge I went with, I would have went Needle Threader, Quick First Step, or the badge I went with. I ended up going with Unpluckable to just make my build that much harder to get ripped because there are situations where I don't really like getting ripped, and that's going to help me not get ripped. So yeah, when it comes to being bump stolen, that's not going to really do much, but I just don't want to get poked every single time I just have the ball and just feel like a guard can just rip me anytime. That's just the only reason why I put that on. Alright, and last but not least is going to be the defensive rebounding badge setup. Now, I actually ended up with the perfect defensive rebound badge setup. The only badge I kind of would have liked to have was maybe Heart Crusher or Clamps. I don't need Heart Crusher, but Clamps would have been nice to at least just have bronze. So if you want to go with a badge gold, as you see on the screen, you can do that and put Clamps on bronze, because having it on bronze is actually makes a distinct difference from not having it on when it comes to a lot of these badges. But Clamps, you're just going to want to get those bumps, and it's going to be really good to help guard people and stuff like that, whether you're doubling or whatever. But yeah, when it comes to the badges, we actually do have, we have chase down artists that's going to be pretty good for like unlocking the chase down, blocking animations at bronze. When you go from silver to gold to Hall of Fame, you're going to run faster and jump that much higher on these chase down block animations. Then when it comes to Intimidator, we only put it to bronze. Why? It's just an inconsistent badge. For what I do on my big man, on my glass unit finisher with 30 badge upgrades, I only put it bronze. Only put it bronze. Now, if you don't feel like that works for you, that's, you know what I'm saying, you might just need, you know what I'm saying, go a little bit higher. But for my skill level, I put it to bronze, and it works perfectly fine on me, no matter what I'm going against, helping on threes, helping in the paint. It works perfectly fine for me because I know when I'm supposed to jump, I know when I'm just supposed to use my hands, and all that type of stuff. But yeah, that's going to get you the best shot contest on the perimeter or in the interior. Then when it comes to interceptor, that's going to have you in them lanes as much as possible, whether it comes to catching the ball or tipping the passes, even more. And yeah, at Hall of Fame, it becomes extremely broken. Then when it comes to brick wall, that's going to help you set in the biggest bodies. Like I said, this is a pick and roll, pick and pop type build. It's a build that can literally do it all when it comes to the picks, and you want to have brick wall on to be able to set the biggest bodies possible. And yeah, that's also going to be draining people's energy whenever you do any type of physical contact also. But yeah, then when it comes to other badges like rebound chasing, that's going to be able to help you get the most rebounds possible, best snag animations, best rebound animations possible for every single situation, and help you get more rebounds. And yeah, last but not least, rim protector, that's going to be enhancing your teammates' takeover whenever you get a block. It's going to be improving your blocking ability. It's going to be enhancing badges like Intimidator, Chase Down Artist, and Pogo Stick. It's going to be doing a lot of different things. It's also going to be unlocking blocking animation that you can't get in any other thing, no package, no nothing. But yeah, Rim Protector, in my opinion, it does a lot, and it is definitely the best defensive badge in the game, especially for big man. But yeah, man, that's going to be the best defensive rebound badge setup for this build. And yeah, that is going to be the best glass unit lockdown build in NBA 2K21, but with a new name. I'll show you guys exactly how to make it, from all various type of height, weight, wingspans, from the pie charts to the attributes, all the way down to the takeovers I would go with, all the way down to the best badge setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. So yeah, man, for that alone, go ahead, smash, break, and destroy the like button. If you want more videos like this, subscribe. You knew we on that road to 100K. So if everybody new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Very good week. Coming soon, that's all I can say. Face reveal coming soon, that's all I can say. More on that coming very, 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 very soon. But yeah, turn on post notification, be the first to every single my video. Share this video to anybody thinks well. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fist, man, and I'm about to be man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple.